From the fast-paced courts of the 1960s to the high-flying three-point shooters of today, the point guard has always been the heartbeat of basketball. They are the floor generals, the playmakers, the ones that make it all happen. In this video, we're breaking down the essential tips to play like the greatest point guard from 1960s till now. Whether it's mastering Bob Cousy's ball handling, Magic's no-look passes, or Steph Curry's deadly shooting, we've got the skills, strategy, and mindset to elevate your game. Get ready to lead your team like a legend. Let's dive in. The 1960s marked a transitional period for NBA point guards. They prioritized team-oriented passing over isolation scoring. Here are two of the most iconic point guards from this era. Bob Cousy revolutionized the position with his ball handling and passing. Over his years in the NBA, he collected 8 straight assist titles. Bob Cousy, over his career, averaged 19 points and 8 assists per game. To master his dribbling, practice stationary dribbling, crossovers, behind the backs, and stationary holds at game speed. Bob Cousy was ambidextrous, meaning his dribbling with his left hand was just as good as with his right hand. Make sure you practice every day to get better at left-handed dribbling. To imitate the prowess of Bob Cousy's inside scoring, practice layups and mid-range finishes. To match his physicality and speed, do ladder drills and sprints to build endurance and strength. Oscar Robertson was the first NBA player to average a triple-double over a single season. His size, standing at 6'5", made a mismatch against smaller point guards. Oscar Robertson had a high basketball IQ, which made him able to read the game exceptionally well. To play like Oscar Robertson, focus on your fundamentals, trying to get easy buckets. Work on your finishing around the rim, as his height advantage helped him with that. Finally, work on your defensive game to become all-around by trying to get rebounds, blocks, and steals. Welcome to the 1970s, where basketball got flashier, faster, and full of flair. Point guards that defined this era were Walt Frazier and Pete Maravich, with fast, flashy moves and intelligent scoring. Walt Frazier was the New York Knicks' star point guard, as he averaged 20 points and 7 assists to win them 2 NBA championships. To master the dribbling of Walt Frazier, he used hesitation dribbles and crossovers. To improve your ball handling, practice these moves every day. Improve your shooting form and study Walt Frazier's film to improve your mid-range scoring. Walt Frazier was great on the defensive end, averaging 2 steals per game. Anticipate where your opposition player is going next and read them defensively. Watch more footage and improve your basketball IQ. Finally, stay calm under pressure and deliver in the big moments. Pete Maravich averaged 25 points and 5 assists per game. To score high amounts of points, he used his height to his advantage, scoring over shorter defenders. Maravich was a technical dribbler, using flashy moves to get past defenders. To improve your dribbling, practice ball handling and technical skills. Also, being a playmaker, use fakes to try get round defenders and practice your passing if you have a training partner. To become an elite scorer like him, what you need to do is make many shots a day to improve your shooting versatility. finally strength train and do plyometrics to become as physically strong as him. Welcome to the 1980s, where basketball exploded with fierce competition and showtime flair. Point guards like Magic Johnson and Isiah Thomas redefined the game as we know it today. The NBA saw a huge boost in popularity, with teams like the Showtime Lakers and the Bad Boy Pistons dominating our TV screens. On that Showtime Lakers team was Magic Johnson. He was one of, if not the best playmaker of all time. Magic Johnson was a giant, standing at 6'9". Averaging 12 assists in his prime, he knew how to read the floor and get past defenses. To play like Magic Johnson, practice no-look passes, behind the backs, and plays in transition to try get teammates open. To match his finishing, work on shots inside, like layups and hook shots. Control the floor and push tempo for fast breaks. Isiah Thomas was a relatively short point guard. Averaged around 20 points in his career over the NBA. To play like him, try mastering your ball handling. If you have access to codes, you set them up and do dribble combinations through them. Practice pull-up jumpers and floaters to work on his delicate finishing touch. Using your IQ, master the pick and roll to get to the basket. The 1990s was the peak era for NBA point guards, blending athleticism, power, and precision. The three-point shot started influencing play, but the mid-range was still the main focus. One of the best point guards of the 1990s was John Stockton. John Stockton was the NBA's all-time top assister with over 15,000 assists. John Stockton was a deadly shooter and a 10-time All-Star with the Utah Jazz. To play like John Stockton, master the pick and roll, and read the game intelligently to find open teammates. Work on shorter mid-range shots rather than prioritizing three-pointers. John Stockton was also good on defense, averaging 1 to 2 steals per game. Work on this in your scrimmages. Build up your endurance, as John Stockton could last over the entire 82-game season. Gary Payton was one of the best defensive point guards, picking up the 1996 Defensive Player of the Year award. He was a great shooter and facilitator, averaging 18 points per game and 8 assists per game in his prime. To play like Gary Payton, work on aggressive defense, trying to hustle for every play. Practice your slashing ability, trying to get from the three-point line under the basket as quickly as possible. Practice your playmaking under pressure, using pick and rolls or isolation to try get teammates open to score. Do some strength training like squats, push-ups and deadlifts to build physical strength. The 2000s NBA saw point guards develop into dynamic playmakers. In the 2000s, the physicality of the NBA dropped due to rule changes. The game emphasized speed, pick and rolls, and versatility. Steve Nash was one of the best point guards of the 2000s. Averaging 16 points and 10 assists per game, Steve Nash won 2 MVPs. To play like Steve Nash, practice your jump shot as he was an efficient scorer. Push the tempo of the game, passing to wings or bigs to get easy assists. Try to build agility and endurance through sprint training. Finally, work on your pick and roll IQ. Jason Kidd was a versatile player, averaging 14 points per game. His defensive instincts and court vision guided his team to the finals twice. To play like Jason Kidd, master your long-range passing. Study film of Jason Kidd to improve your game IQ. He was also a very good rebounder, so try get as many rebounds and push your team in transition on the fast break. Work on floaters and pull-up jumpers to play like Jason Kidd. Train legs to improve your vertical jump. The 2010 saw point guards become offensive juggernauts. Pace and space offenses and deep three-point shooting defined the era. Steph Curry became the gold standard for the 2010s point guard. Averaging 28 points per game and 43% three-point shooting, Steph Curry's long range was elite. He was the cornerstone of everything the Warriors dynasty went on to do. To play like Steph Curry, master your three-point shooting, often shooting shots from 30 plus feet away. Use a lot of movement, running off screens to get open shots. Master combo dribbles to get round defenders. Another great point guard from the 2010s was Chris Paul, who has insane longevity. Leadership and IQ defined Chris Paul's style of play. To play like Chris Paul, master your three-point shooting. Also incorporate mid-range shots as he was great from this range as well. Chris Paul is also number 2 in assists all time, so practice getting players open and getting the easy assist. Practice your one-on-one defense as he was a great defender. Welcome to modern day basketball, where the influence of Steph Curry's three-point shooting makes it so threes are the normal for point guards. The NBA is very three-point shooting oriented nowadays. One of the best examples of a modern day point guard is Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic averaged 30 points in his prime, using his 6'6" height to dominate over smaller point guards. To play like Luka Doncic, master the step back three, as this is one of his key skills. Master the Euro step to navigate through traffic. Ja Morant is one of the most explosive players in the modern NBA, with his finishing around the rim becoming the gold standard for modern day players. To play like Ja Morant, practice hesitation dribbles and behind the back to get past defenders. Finish well around the rim by using dunks and layups to get easier points. Push the ball after steals and get good passes on transition. Finally, increase your vertical by doing strength training and plyometric. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and check out my other videos. Have a nice day.